Right. Sairam, and a very warm welcome to each one of you. On behalf of the Dallas Sci Center, it's my joy and honor to serve you as their MC tonight for this gratitude event, an evening dedicated to appreciating our volunteers, interfaith partners, and service partners. Before we get rolling, let's begin with a prayer to invoke the divine blessings. O Lord, take my love and let it flow in fullness of devotion to Thee. O Lord, take my hands and let them work incessantly for Thee. O Lord, take my soul and let it be merged in one with Thee. O Lord, take my mind and thoughts and let them be in tune with Thee. O Lord, take my everything and let me be an instrument to work. May all the beings in all the worlds be happy. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Venkat Sitaraman. I'm the devotional coordinator of the Dallas Sci Center, and I have been associated with the center for the last 9 years. The center was established in 1983. Yeah, this is 42 years going strong, and has been serving our community through interfaith partnerships and dedicated service activities. Guided by the timeless teachings of our Master Sri Sathya Sai Baba, love all, serve all, and help our hurt never. We strive to embody these values into everything we do. Across the United States, there are over 200 Sai centers spanning all the 50 states. And globally, the mission is even more expansive, with over 2,000 Sai centers across 120 countries, united under the umbrella of Sri Sathya Sai International Organization. So tonight, it's a celebration of all of you, the volunteers, interfaith partners, and the service partners who keep the spirit alive every single day. Couple of housekeeping rules. Dinner will be served at the end of the event. It's going to be around in another 90 minutes probably. So there are snacks and samosas in your table, so feel free to have those. The second thing is feel free to take pictures and post it onto your social media account if you're comfortable. To officially open today's event, I invite Sister Chitra Niranjan, the president of Dallas Sci Center, to deliver the welcome address. Thank you.
Om Sri Sai Ram. Good evening, everyone. Dear elders, respected elders, dear brothers and sisters, children, Honorable Mayor, our esteemed panelists who are here to support us, and also our regional leadership who are here all the way, they've driven all the way from Houston to support us. We give you a very warm welcome today. On behalf of my service and partner, Brother Sunilbhai Patel, and all my co-officers here, we deeply welcome you. We are very happy that you all made the time. We remain forever indebted to our founders, who are also here in this audience today, who started this Sai Center in way back in 1983. In a small group, in a house, then they moved from churches to churches, and here we are here for almost 25 years. And we thank CUC President, I think he's here, Tom somewhere, for having us here, and he made time also despite his hectic schedule, and we do have the CEUC congregation members, Deb and Bob, who's our Sai gardening leads as well. So they are here to support us also. So thank you so much for having us for 25 years. We are great partners, and we cannot thank them enough for giving us the space and the love and the respect and mutual services that we do together. We talked about our founder members. However, I don't know why it's wobbly. Okay, let me take it. Is it okay? Keeps moving. Okay. We are very grateful. We are standing on many people's shoulders here. Today we are here because of all our previous officer teams, of all the volunteers that has held this center strong for almost 43 years in this space. We could not be here. I will not be standing here but for them. So thank you everyone who has served in these roles and all the elders who are here. Look at them. They have come here to support us. And they have been, thank you so much. But how did it all start? That is very important for all of us. We are very, very grateful to our spiritual teacher, Sri Sathya Sai Baba. We also endearingly call him Swami. So please forgive me, in between I'll be talking as Swami. That's how it's a nickname for him. We call him Swami. So he was born and raised in 1926 in a very small hamlet back in South India. It was not even in the Google map that time. But they now celebrated his 100th centenary celebrations with all the dignitaries from India coming and showing up, and it was such a grand celebration. What did he do for 100 years now? That's a question, right? As a small child, he grew up with the vision of oneness and bringing the humanity together. He not only preached, he actually walked the talk. So he ensured that in India, in that hamlet and around the surrounding counties, he went ahead and set up free educational institutions. They are called Sri Sathya Sai Higher Learning Education Institutions. He also set up free medical care, super specialty hospitals. Today, if anybody in need, thousands of heart surgeries happen every day. Some members from our center, the physicians and the doctors and the volunteers, they also go and serve here. I see Dr. Reddy and Dr. Nirmala Reddy here. They can vouch for that. Please talk to them how that super specialty hospital functions. And more importantly, for a human, water is a basic need. He ensured that the villages, he set up a model actually, how to get free water for everybody. It's not like bottled water. It's like free, pure, filtered water. So that is the model he set up way back in India. We Sai centers, like Brother Venkat was mentioning, 200 in US and almost 108, 110, it keeps fluctuating, we keep growing every day. Don't quote me on that. Around the world, there are Sai centers that exactly take that model and go ahead and sow this. We just took the seed and we are coming and growing it here. And that is based on his 10 guiding principles that he has laid for us. That's exactly what we do. He says, wherever you are, you serve that. That is your motherland. That's your adopted land. That go ahead and serve. So we are very grateful that our service partners here, the network, the Stewpot, Mayor, VNA, all of them you will see in the upcoming presentations how we as team, our Dial Sai Center and our volunteers, take the spirit of service, what we have learned from him, and how we go and implement it in our real daily lives. And we are also gathered here because who makes it happen? Every single person seated here and people who didn't show up today because they are probably serving somewhere. We are a 500 membership congregation. Each one of the member here adheres to these principles, and we are here to celebrate you. So thank you so much for what you do for the Dallas Sai Center. Can we please give a round of applause for yourself? Without the volunteers here, the center will not function. And how we realize this? Because we made a challenge. A lot of people were coming and asking, hey, can we come and help with the gratitude event? We said, no. We officers, we are going to handle it. Little did we realize, no, we cannot. It was not possible. We needed the audio team, we needed the media team, we need the setup team, so it is absolutely not possible for 12 people to run the center. We need 200, 250 people who are gathered here today to come and run the center. That's how much work we do every day and in the community as well. So we talked about what Swami has done for us, and then the model what we have in our center is we have a devotional wing, which is also a spiritual wing where we learn the teachings and we understand, because Swami explains it as a self-transformation program. We are not going to go and change anybody. He says, first, you be the change, you imbibe the teachings, you practice what I have told, that's good enough. You don't need to go and convert anybody, you don't need to you just go and serve with your purity of your heart and unity of thought, word and deeds. That's all is required of us. You don't need to have even an ability. All you need is a love and compassion in your heart, and you're ready to serve. So that is what the devotional wing, the spiritual wing, highlights on through prayers and teachings and all that. The other two wings, service wing, as you saw, you will be seeing in your open houses, that's exactly how we go into the community and we go and serve. We make sure that these teachings are just not in theory. We undergo those trials and tribulations, see with all of this can we go and serve? Or are we going to give excuses and sit and not serve the community? And each and every one here has served the community like that. And then our third wing is a very powerful wing because they are generating the next spiritual leaders here. It's a Sai spiritual wing. They have 250 children in this program. And you will see in the open house what are the programs that they do. And it is basically based on these 10 guiding principles under the umbrella of brotherhood of man, fatherhood of God. That's why we are all here. That's all we need to remember. Brotherhood of man, fatherhood of God is what Swami is here to teach us and saying, just be all encompassing, all accepting. It's not tolerating, it's all accepting. Whoever is, just let it be, and you be as well. Be that love. So I would like to again close this remark with Swami's very famous quote of course, love all, serve all, and help our hurt never. And he is told, never fail to express your gratitude to anyone who helps you. That's why we call this gratitude event. To thank all of you, for our service partners for giving those opportunities to come and serve, for the interfaith leaders and for community leaders like Mayor who come and support us despite his hectic schedule. He showed me his calendar. My head was reeling actually. So he still made time. He said, I'll come. But I want to acknowledge Mr. Greg and Mr. Dan Brurius. I think he's a councilman, and Mr. Greg is a director for one of the committees. They are from city of Richardson as well. So we really thank all these community leaders for having us and giving us these opportunities, for acknowledging our presence and giving us more opportunities to serve. So with that said, all of you sit back, relax and enjoy. Like Brother Venkat said, take a lot of pictures, and let's have a wonderful evening today. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Chitra, for setting the tone for gratitude for this evening. Our first distinguished speaker this evening is someone who has been a strong voice of community collaboration and civic harmony, Honorable Mayor of Richardson, Mr. Amir Roma. I would like to invite Brother Niranjan Hanumana, Chair of Richardson Interfaith Alliance and a member of Dallas Sai Center, to introduce the Honorable Mayor. Niranjan, over to you.
Howdy, folks. How are you doing? Man, it's a quite crowd here, eh? We need the mayor to come and woo the whole congregation here, I guess. All right. I was asked to introduce the mayor, and he's not new to our Sai family. He was a speaker in our national conference that had a huge impact on from his speech. He also is not new for us because he's been interacting us on a very constant basis. But I still was a little what do you call that, concerned that I had to introduce him within 1 minute. With a huge resume he has, I will try to do my best. Mayor Omar was born in Milwaukee. I'm glad he moved to Texas long back. Texas. So the other part is he's also an Aggie. Plus, he also is an UT Dallas alumni. So he's a senior vice president in a company. And I need to talk to you how you pull all this time to do all these things. He's City Academy. He's done all these academies, FBI, Fire, and City of Richardson. Very active personality. He had the one thing which you may not notice him is that he does it so flawlessly and it appears so easy for him. He had just a wedding in his family last week. And I was in a meeting with all this gratitude for the City of Richardson commissions. And he was casually walking up and down, and somebody told he has a wedding this Friday. I was like, wow, this is something which is a different level of dynamism he has set for us. Without much further ado, please welcome Amir Omar, our Honorable Richardson Mayor.
That felt like a lot more than 1 minute. So, and before I get started, I do want to acknowledge that I get the joy of not only being the mayor of Richardson, but being a part of a city council that includes an amazing member of the city council that's here today, Dan Barrio. Stan, do you mind standing up and just letting everyone see you? And clearly, from a city perspective, there's not much we can do without city staff and the professionals that really do the work behind the scenes to make sure that our city runs as efficiently and as well as it does. And so Greg Soul, I'm really thrilled that you're here on behalf of city staff. So let's start by saying Sai Ram and good evening. It is truly an honor to be here with the Dallas Sci Center. A few months ago, I had the privilege of joining many of you and had the opportunity to speak about a mission of selfless love, a mission not just spoken, but lived. Tonight, I'm thrilled to be a small part of recognizing the people and partnerships that make that mission real every single day. This evening is about gratitude for the volunteers who quietly show up week after week, for the interfaith partner groups who remind us that service transcends doctrine, and for the service organizations who turn compassion into action across our region. What has always impressed me about the Dallas Sci Center is not only the scale of your service, but the spirit behind it. Whether through VNA's Meal on Wheels, the community garden program that I just learned about, the breakfast service at the Stupot Shelter, sandwich packing with the Salvation Army, dinner service at Austin Street Shelter. It just goes on and on. But one of the things that's also transparent is that deep engagement with the Richardson Interfaith Alliance and so many others. Your work reflects a simple but powerful truth. When service is rooted in love, it builds trust, unity, and lasting impact. Interfaith partnership, in particular, also deserves recognition. In a world that too often focuses on what divides us, this community consistently chooses what unites us. You demonstrate that the shared values of kindness, dignity, service, and respect are far stronger than any differences in background or belief. And from the perspective of a city leader, partnerships like this deeply matter. Cities succeed not only because of the policies or programs, but because of people willing to serve selflessly, to collaborate across communities, and to step forward when the help is needed most. The work represented in this room strengthens the social fabric of our city and our region in ways that no single institution ever could on its own. And importantly, this work is not just about recognition. Yet tonight, recognition is deserved. Gratitude matters. It reminds us that service is seen, that effort is valued, and that no act of kindness is ever insignificant. So tonight, I simply want to say thank you. On behalf of a grateful city of Richardson and an entire region, thank you for your leadership through service, for your humility in action, and for your commitment to something larger than yourselves. You are not only meeting needs, you are setting an example. It is an honor to stand with you again, and an even greater honor to call you partners in this shared work. Thank you, and congratulations to everyone being recognized this evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor, for your inspiring words amidst your busy schedule. Next, we are honored to have with us a leader dedicated to compassionate care and service, the very essence of tonight's theme. Chris Kulak, President and CEO of Visiting Nurse Association of Texas. He has more than 32 years of experience in profit management, fundraising, and leadership, and came to VNA 11 years ago. After implementing and managing programs for various agencies like Dallas Children's Advocacy Center, North Texas Food Bank, and so on and so forth. Chris is a former member of Dallas Citizen Homeless Commission, a member of DISD Bond Committee, is a past board chair of Preservation of Dallas, along with a number of other board and community memberships. Chris holds a Bachelor's of Science degree in Healthcare Administration with a minor in psychology from Texas State University in San Marcos. Chris, along with his wife, Nicole, have lived in the Oak Cliff area of Dallas for more than 22 years. They have a daughter who's a sophomore at Villanova University and a son in the 7th grade. He and his family enjoy spending time attending kids' sporting events, hiking at Texas state parks, and spending time at his family ranch in South Central Texas. Please welcome Mr. Chris Kulak, President and CEO of VNA, to address us.
Thank you. I didn't know I was going to have to go after the mayor. Good Lord. Here we go. So, first and foremost, just really thank you to this group. Thank you for what you have done for the Visiting Nurse Association and our Meals on Wheels program. From your compassion and coming out both for Thanksgiving and particularly in a week and a half when you guys come out for Christmas. I don't know how long you guys have been doing that now, but it's been decades. And being able to serve our clients on those two special days, on the days where most likely they're sitting at home watching maybe the Thanksgiving parade, wondering is someone going to come and visit them, or are they going to have any time with their family or their friends? And the fact that your group comes out and delivers on that day and knocks on the door and hands them that Thanksgiving meal and says hello and talks to them for a few minutes means the world. Christmas Day, you guys come out and y'all help us make sure the logistics of that day and the 5,400 people we serve that day, we can't do that kind of work on that day without volunteers from the Dallas Size Center. What's important about the work that you do on those 2 days, really what's important about the work that you do throughout the year, the number of organizations that you support, the number of activities and hours of time and effort that you put into the community. What I think is most important that makes a great place to live or a great place to call home. Obviously, Dallas-Fort Worth is an amazing city, Richardson to Dallas, all across this region. Great place to raise a family, great place to be in business. Sometimes in the summers we wonder why we live here, but then November comes and we feel better about ourselves. But really what makes a great community and a great place to live is people that are willing to support others and to give back. And again, it's give just a little bit of your time, give a little bit of that effort. And tonight, you guys are being recognized for the things that you do to make the community that we live in better. The little things, whether that's delivering meals or helping at the stew pot or really doing any things that you guys support throughout the year, makes a huge difference, not just in the life that you're going to feed or the life that you're going to serve or that community organization you're going to benefit that day, but it really makes where we live and what we do as a community better every day. And it really allows us to really call a great place as North Texas home. And so I want to say thank you for that effort. I want to say thank you for the time and energy that you not only put in to help VNA and support our Meals on Wheels program and all the work that we do each day supporting those clients, but really it's the gratitude that I have for you as a group. We as an organization and lots of the organizations out there you support cannot do the work that we do each day without support and help from folks like yourselves. So from the bottom of my heart, certainly from all the clients that we serve all throughout North Texas, both with our meals program as well as through our end-of-life care hospice programs, we can't do that without volunteers and supporters. So I just wanted to come and say thank you. We're very grateful for everything you guys do for us. And remember, what you do for any of the organizations you support, you are making an enormous difference in the community that we call home. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kulat. We deeply appreciate your partnership and service and collaboration to serve our community. Service is the heartbeat of the Dallas Eye Center. Through Seva, we deepen compassion, unity, and selfless love. Up next, we present a brief overview of Dallas Eye Center's community outreach, highlighting the work made possible by each one of you. I invite Sister Vijay Shiva and Chandra, our service coordinators, and followed by that will be Satish Natarajan, our devotional coordinator, to dive deeper into the outreach efforts of Dallas Eye Center. Over to you, Vijay.
Good evening, everyone. Sai Ram. As you all know by now, I am Vijay Shiva. I have the privilege of serving as the coordinator for the service wing, along with my co-lead Chandra. We are so delighted to have many of our dedicated service leads and volunteers with us this evening, individuals whose commitment and compassion make our service projects possible day in and day out. Tonight, we are especially excited to welcome our leaders from several organizations that we collaborate with, and we look forward to hearing from them share their experiences and perspectives during the upcoming panel discussion. As our divine Guru, Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba reminds us, selfless service is love in action and highest expression of gratitude. With His grace, we are blessed with the opportunity to serve the less privileged in our community, and we are grateful to do this in unity with our partners, center members, youth groups, and our friends from the church. We believe that it is this shared purpose that elevates our service, purifies our hearts, and makes our lives more meaningful. Many of you, next please. Many of you had a chance to explore our open house earlier today, which showcased the cornerstone of our organization. If you did not get a chance, please do take some time and explore our open house in the Founders Hall. You may have seen the diverse array of adult, youth, and children's service initiatives, along with our interfaith collaborations that strengthen our bond with the community. Next, please. Yeah. I think this is good. As we reflected with our service leads, we realized that many of our projects naturally fall into seasonal rhythms. Like there are some services that we do in a season, like if it's a spring garden cleanup or planting, we do it over the fall and the spring. We have summer recycling, where we recycle the electronics and the batteries, along with our church. The Christmas VNA dog service that's coming up in a week and a half on Christmas Day. And some of the other projects are winter crocheting. We crochet the fleece into scarves and blankets for Austin Street Shelter residents. So this list goes on and on, but when I was just thinking about this list, why am I even repeating this? Because already our Honorable Mayor did it for us, right? So, next please. I would like to pause to highlight one of our most cherished efforts, our VNA service. We actively participate in VNA in 3 different forms. One, every Friday, we deliver route number 28 in Plano. During Thanksgiving, we take this little further and we deliver about 63 to 70 routes. Then as a culmination, on Christmas Day, where nearly 80 of our center members come together to mobilize and distribute meals from the VNA kitchen to the route delivery. These gatherings, as Chris said, feels less like volunteer work, but more like a festive family celebration filled with joy and cheer. And we all totally enjoy doing that. Thank you so much, Chris, for letting us be a small part in your big mission. Next, please. We also take pride in our partnership with Salvation Army. Every year, our Group 4A children collect gifts for 108 angels through a coordinated sign-up effort. And it's truly heartwarming to see the students and teachers organize this abundance of gifts for drop-off. And our young adults further extend their effort by volunteering at the Salvation Army warehouse to sort these gifts for further distribution. Apart from all these seasonal events, there are other ad hoc services that we also participate in, like a blood donation campaign, or a cleanup and build after a tornado, or tree planting, or building ramps and beds, or just plain straight collecting for food donation, food drives, food packing, etc. So at this time, I would like to invite my colleague Chandra to share his reflections on the next slide, a day in service.
Thank you, Vijay. We just saw seasonal services and special services that is being conducted with cooperation from all the volunteers and also the service partners. This slide is about the day in a service. So a day of service, it's more of a frequently happening service activities, weekly basis. The first one you see is the Afghan tutoring service. This happens from Monday to Thursday, 4 days a week. During the evening times, providing tutoring service for our Afghan family members, and all completely driven by our young children and also the volunteers. Amazing work they're doing. They are really grateful, all Afghan family members. Every time they meet, they always extend the gratitude, so much of love. The next one is the Austin Street Shelter. This is probably one of the most earliest service activities that I remember. It started way back in 1996. And it's been going on strong every passing week. We meet every Friday, the first Friday of the month, to distribute nutritious meals to homeless shelter members. We also have Dallas Meals on Wheels. Vijay just touched upon it. I had an opportunity to visit yesterday for the Dallas Meals on Wheels. And the clients, when I visit them, there's so much happiness. They smile and always they share the love that I'm just present there for a few minutes, but they extend the amount of love. It's truly amazing, infectious. Following, we have a bridge breakfast service, which happens first, third, and fifth Sunday of every month. And we also have stew pot service where we deliver a nutritious meal the first Sunday of every month. We'll have more details coming around. The next slide, please. The bridge and stew pot service probably started around 2008, going on strong. We do it on the first bridge service. We serve the breakfast meals on the first, third, and fifth Sunday of the month. And I see always there's so much of competition among volunteers because they want to be on the list to go and distribute. That shows so much of love and involvement in the service activities. We also have stew pot service going on like the second Friday of the month. And I'm really honored to have Ms. Brenda Snitzer. And we look forward to more collaboration in coming more years to follow. Next slide. Austin Street Shelter, as we mentioned, this is also happening on the second Friday of the month, where we distribute nutritious meals to homeless shelter members. And really humbled. We are not looking like a day of service when you look so we came up with a model like we want to spread the service across all the days of the week. So you see some of them are Monday to Thursday, Friday we have a service, Saturday we have a garden service, Sunday we have a bridge. So it's like spread across all the days in a way. And also the timings, it starts like, let's say from 7 a.m. in the morning for gardening service towards rest of the service, which is spread across throughout the day, like afternoon, and then towards the evening, tutoring happens towards 7 p.m. time onwards. So it's like 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. The service activities are spread across the day. That's why we named it like a day in a service activity. Next slide, please. And all these service activities we are doing, we are not doing for the numbers, but we are doing more towards our self-transformation and also to show our gratitude to our members, community members, and volunteers. Next, I would like to invite Vijay again back to the stage for the medical camp service. Thank you.
Thanks, Chandra. Sorry, guys, I'm back. Okay. I would like to highlight a recent milestone for Dallas Eye Center, the medical camp and health screening held on July 2025. This camp offered us, you can see there, vision, dental checks, diabetes and cholesterol screenings, sports physicals, and more. We have Dr. Julie, who was head of the camp, and she was leading it from the medical side. And it was such a learning few months for us. It was the first time we ever organized such a comprehensive initiative, and we realized our center is home to many healthcare professionals who are eager to serve. So we just put that to good use, I believe. Their expertise, combined with the compassion of our leaders and translators especially, allowed us to offer nearly, as you can see, one-on-one care to an underserved community here in Plano at a time when it was needed the most. There were many touching stories that emerged on that day. And as Swami teaches us, even if our service touches one person meaningfully, it's still a service worth doing. So that's our medical, and we hope to organize more of these medical screening camps across town as we see the need. Next, please. A big shout out to our YA team led by Nammo and Vaikunt. Yes. Yeah, why is the shout out? They do their own set of services in the community, and they came up with something called as, we are going to get together as a team and we are going to at least do one service every month. Isn't that a great start? They not just started, but they did go and serve in the community every month, and we are so proud of them. Thank you guys. I would like to just close by saying that we are grateful to every volunteer for their generosity and to every partner organization for giving us this opportunity to pay it forward. Thank you.
Good evening to everybody, and Sai Ram. Swami always says there's one religion, that's the religion of love, one language, and there's only one path for everybody. That life is diverse, but then all the values that the interfaith religion travels is the same, right? It's just the same values that we are sharing. So at the center here, what we strive to do is how do we build the interfaith harmony in a way where we can actually pass this on every religion, every generation that we have, whether it's the children that are growing up, the youth, and the elderly. How do we get to kind of understand this religion and imbibe the values? So we actually at the center do a variety of activities. And the first one is every year, there's a 24-hour prayer that we do where we pray for peace. And that's actually across religions. We have participants from all the interfaith partners here. They come, they chant, they sing. Everybody loves singing, everybody loves songs. And it's great to hear the values and the religional prayers and practices come through it to deliver peace. We actually have special events like the Easter, Ramadan, and so on. We have speakers for different faith come and share with us what is key to them in terms of values, what is the way of work, and then how does that deliver into ethics and values for our next generation. We also have socializing events. Of course, that's important. It's because that's where we all can relate and share how values are put into effect in our day-to-day lives. And that's another thing that we do periodically on all the grand events. And on a weekly basis, we also imbibe these values through a number of different ways. Thought for the day. That's when we think about what we can imbibe in terms of, whether it's about the truth, righteousness, it's about peace, or it's about nonviolence. How do you get that from different religions? That's part of our Thought for the Day program. And as far as study circle, that's a great area for us, again, as a group to sit together, take one topic at a time from different religions and understand how those scriptures are actually telling us what to do in life and how it's relevant to the current day space. Finally, if you look at the different ways of worship, we are living in a very diverse but yet harmonious landscape right now. Everybody is to co-live, cohabitate. So we need to understand how somebody else practices the religion. Everybody can have their own way, but then it's important for everybody to understand they all can, live together and work together. And that's part of visiting different places of worship and imbibing, again, the ways of worship leads to the same ethics and same goals. Sairam, and those are the activities that we do at the center here. Sairam.
Thank you, Vijay, Chandra, and Satish. It is so inspiring to get a bird's eye view of all the activities undertaken by the center. Thank you to our volunteers and partners for this beautiful acts of selfless service and devotion. We now move into one of the most enriching segments of the evening, our panel discussion focused on gratitude, service, and interfaith collaboration. To guide the conversation, please welcome our moderator, Sister Kirti Karod, Educational Coordinator of the Dallas Eye Center.
Good evening, everyone. So before I start on the panel part, I was asked to fill everybody in a little bit on what the education wing does for service, since you saw what the young adults do and what everybody else does. So our education wing consists of students from the ages of 5 to 18. We have 13 classes, and they participate in a variety of activities. We actually like to keep it something that is age appropriate and will give them a taste of how to incorporate service and community building into their lives as they grow older. So for the very youngest students, they may do things like go to Feed My Starving Children. They will make cards for nursing home residents. They will go visit our first responders. Last year, they were super excited because when they went to the fire station, there was actually an emergency and they got to see all the firefighters leave. Very exciting. as the students get older and they can do more things, they go out and do gardening service. They may go to, they're old enough, they might go to Austin Street Shelter. They will, last year, one of our classes went to Sleep in Heavenly Peace, and we built beds for underserved communities. And our older students went out and did ramp building for people who need accessible, access into their houses. So we do a variety of things, and we like to keep it fresh and engaging for them in the hopes that as they get older, they realize that this is really a part of your life and not just an activity that you do on the weekends. So that's what we have in terms of service. And for our panelists, now moving on to that, we are very, very excited. You got to hear about all these wonderful organizations, and we get to hear from some of the heads of those groups this evening. And of course, our theme is gratitude. And I'm just going to give you a little bit introduction about what we're going to be speaking about. A lot of times when we think about gratitude, it's a kind of a relaxing or a passive sort of action. We think about giving gratitude. We may have personal practices like journaling, or maybe you say an affirmation or something. But the essence of what we see here is actually the action of gratitude, right? All this service that happens and all these connections that are being built, they're not built by hanging out and being passive in our rooms, but going out and making connections with the community. So we wanted to ask our panelists to talk a little bit more about that, talk about what that means for their groups, and then also it can apply to our groups, because as an education teacher, we're all about the life application. So we're going to talk about that too. And also, I just wanted to shout out the Richardson Interfaith Alliance, because if we did not have the connection with them that we do, this would not be possible. We're so grateful to be a part of this organization. Even every year, our 7th grade class, their theme is Unity of Faiths. They go and visit different houses of worship. Last week, they were at a synagogue. Before that, they were at a Buddhist temple, and the opportunity to be able to see the oneness of the community firsthand, it cannot be overstated. It's really a very unique thing that we do, and we're very proud of it. So, all right, so moving on, because I'm not here to talk the whole time. So I'm going to introduce our wonderful panelists, and they are going to go up and have a seat on the chair behind me, and then we're just going to have a casual conversation. And I had the privilege of meeting some of them over Zoom this week, and I really felt like I was talking to my friends, so I think we're going to have a great time. All right, so we're going to start off with Reverend Drew Gaylor. He is serving as a preaching minister at the Care Church in Richardson, Texas for over 12 years. He holds degrees from ACU and Bright Divinity School. He and his wife, Jennifer, who is a nurse, have 2 adult children. He enjoys reading, writing, meaningful conversations, and engaging in interfaith work for the common good. I'd like to introduce Celeste Sneeze, a Portland native and licensed minister. And she's built a broad career in nonprofit leadership and now serves as the president and CEO of the Network of Community Ministries. In her short tenure, she has strengthened organizational culture, expanded partnerships, advanced key strategic initiatives, and led effective responses to community needs. Dr. Julie Trivedi is an infectious disease physician, a mom, and a certified life and leadership coach for women in healthcare, and she's been in Dallas since 2017. She has contributed to major disaster relief and medical missions, including Hurricane Harvey, COVID responses, and international medical camps. She enjoys writing, cooking, baking, and traveling with her 2 daughters. Ms. Brenda Ewing Snitzer, Executive Director of the Stew Pot, leading the 50-year ministry serving neighbors experiencing poverty and homelessness and guiding it to receive the 2024 Trailblazer Award from the George W. Bush Presidential Center. With a background in education, counseling, and nonprofit leadership, she remains deeply committed to community service and enjoys life with her husband, David, their 2 sons, and 2 grandsons. And our last panelist, Rashmi Verma. She's an entrepreneur and an investor who's lived in Richardson since the year 2000 and serves as chair of the Community Inclusion and Engagement Commission. In this role, she helps guide the city's mission and strategy for advancing inclusion and civic engagement by reviewing programs through the lens of access and fostering thoughtful dialogue around Richardson's diverse demographics. So I'm going to join people on the panel now. We're going to have a little chat, and I hope you enjoy our engaging conversation. Do we need microphones? All right, so first of all, because I love you, I'm going to be timing you. But we have some questions that, I think would be of great interest to the audience. So first of all, I want to start off with our first question for our interfaith panelists, who are Drew and Julie. Could you share a moment in your life that maybe was connected to your faith or your personal beliefs that led you to embrace gratitude as something that you wanted to put into practice?
Yes, thank you. There's been so many great things said already, and y'all are just great servants, and I appreciate all that you do for this community. And earlier on in the introduction piece, Sheetra said that all of us stand on the shoulders of those who come before us, and that's so true. And so for me, my grandmother is where I learned to be grateful and to be a servant. And she went through many hard things in her life, but she chose every day to be joyful, to be grateful, and to be a servant. She even served people who didn't want to be served. And so she was always grateful. We, as a family, we came to expect every gift we gave her, she would open it and say, "This is the best whatever it was I've ever received." And so one year for Christmas, we wrapped up a rock from the yard and put it under the tree. And sure enough, she unwrapped it and said, "This is the best rock I've ever received." Right on cue. And yeah, absolutely. But she was grateful, and in the Christian Bible, there's a book called Philippians, and there's a verse that says, "Rejoice in the Lord always." Again, I say it, rejoice. That was her life. And in that verse, it says, "Don't be anxious, but pray." And that's actually how we move from anxiety to gratitude. Our brain, the part of our brain that's anxious, is the same part of our brain that's grateful. And so when we actually are grateful, it gets rid of anxiety. And I learned that from my grandmother.
I think you have more time on your time limit if you want. She didn't give you the buzzer.
Not wave at you, so if you want, you can keep going. That was amazing.
Thank you. Yes, so I think for me, when I think about gratitude, it really stems back to childhood experiences of being involved in service activities from a very young age. Even from the ages of 7, 8, and 9, I remember going with our uncle to do the soup kitchens in South Jersey, looking at opportunities to be able to volunteer in nursing homes. And that is something that really carried through with me. I remember when a mentor, in my training in medicine, had asked me why I wanted to do international work and why that was important to me. And I remember thinking about how blessed we are to be able to be born into the circumstances that we are born in. Because I think about individuals, who may be born in other parts of the world or even in our own country, who may be less fortunate and who are struggling. And if they had a wish that somebody who had resources and access to resources would utilize that to improve the lives of somebody else, then I felt inside that that's my responsibility. That is something that I know I can do. And this all came around full circle when it was 2014, and I was working as a physician at Johns Hopkins, and I remember seeing a patient in the hospital. And she said she was there with some infection, and she worked in housekeeping services in the hospital. And she was getting better, and then it was several months later, and I was in the hospital after the birth of my youngest daughter, Milana, over there. And she ended up coming into the room to clean the room, and she remembered me having taken care of her as a physician, and here now she is taking care of me, even with keeping the room clean as I am a patient. And it was really that full circle moment that how we can be in love with each other, in the act of love, and show that love and gratitude to everyone we interact with, because we never know when we may be on the receiving end of that as well. We never know when we may be in that moment of need that somebody else may be serving us and helping us too. So that has always been this circular mission for me in everything that I do. I don't know.
I think that's a beautiful example that both of you shared of just not only that you had like use of full circle moment, like you said, but how much your environment played a factor in how your beliefs were formed, like you with your grandmother's story, and then you with just kind of translating into your adult work, being able to look at what's around you, observe, and then really take it in. I think that's a beautiful way of making that connection and then making it actionable for ourselves outside. So thank you for sharing that. Those are both very personal, and we really loved hearing them. I know the audience did. I did too. So, all right. So for our community leaders, for you, obviously a lot of your work is informed around what the needs of your community are, which could be changing at any given moment. And you stay on top of it by constantly being out and seeing what people are doing, what they need. So what is a time for you where you felt there was an intersection of then what your community needed and how you could pull in gratitude as a way to help meet those needs? And anyone can start. Go ahead.
So my parents raised me to appreciate and care for others. I did not have a formal training like the education program that y'all have here. That's amazing, the way you're bringing up your children to think about and serve others. But I think it really kicked in what my parents had taught me, which was to those who have given much, much is required. And when I first started working after getting out of college, I was a probation officer in Dallas, downtown Dallas area, and would go out into the community in Oak Cliff and in South Dallas and West Dallas and Love Field. And those are very income deprived areas, were back then, over 30 years ago. And I really saw how hard it was if you've been born into your circumstances where your family is in poverty, your community is impoverished, and there are not the resources for you to help get out of those circumstances. I was told to tell my probationers that they needed to get a job and they need to pay their restitution and they needed to do all these things, and yet they didn't have cars and they didn't have DART wasn't really what it is now, and so they had no way to get to good jobs, and many of them did not have family resources to help them get above their circumstances. So I think that is what really launched me into realizing that it takes us as a community to help others that don't have what we may have. And I started getting involved in the nonprofit world and serving in the inner city. And I just love that all of you are coming and helping, even though you're in the suburbs and you help out here in the suburbs, but you're coming down to downtown Dallas and helping at Austin Street Center, which is our next door neighbor. And we partner with them. You come help at the Stew Pot. You help at the bridge where we do the meal services for the bridge and for the folks in shelter. And so I think as you apply your faith and your religion to the real world and what Sci Center does in serving man, which is serving God. And I think, in the Stew Pot, we're a ministry of First Presbyterian Church of Dallas. And so our faith drives why we started the Stew Pot 50 years ago. And we believe we are the hands and feet of God. And it sounds like y'all are doing that every day, morning to night. And so I think as we open our eyes and see what the needs are in the community, we can find a way for our gifts and our talents and what God has given us and requires us to serve our fellow kind.
That was a beautiful, that was a really beautiful answer because I feel like you brought in the idea of the gratitude, but you also touched on so many other ideas of self-awareness and empathy and, privilege and being able to really see what is there and then how you can even adapt or change what your ministry will do to serve what is needed. So thank you for sharing all that.
There are so many opportunities and things that I see every single day, paying attention to what's going on in the community, listening to people who are coming through our doors and the needs that they have. Yesterday, Network of Community Ministries held a volunteer appreciation lunch. And at the end of the lunch, there was a young lady that came to me and said, "I'm a new volunteer." And she said, "I just want to thank you for having this because the reason I'm volunteering is because I am also a recipient of the services here." And you don't think about it, but people often are like, people want to take advantage, they want to take all of these things, and we don't think about their circumstances, that they don't usually have the opportunity or know how to give back to show their gratitude. But she was able to come to me and say, "Thank you for the food that I'm able to get and the clothes that I'm able to receive and the rental assistance that you all provide. And the only way I know how to express my gratitude is to come back and volunteer." And she volunteers in our senior center, doing companion calls to seniors that are unable to come out. And so that is just one example of an opportunity to understand the needs of the community, but also understand that they want to be able to give back and be grateful and thankful for the services that they receive. There are, again, so many opportunities every single day for me to walk through Network and hear and see the different things that people are needing in the community, and always working with our staff to come up with a new way to address their needs, but also do it in a way that makes them feel that there is dignity in the services that they're receiving.
That was such a beautiful explanation of how, like what you said about, I don't think, at least in the conversations I've had with our students, I think I will definitely be bringing up this idea of making space for someone else to present their gratitude through, I think that's me. I don't know which way to aim. But through gratitude and being able to do their own expression of it. And giving that space for someone to do that. That was a beautiful story.
Well, thank you for that question, and it's amazing. I have heard everybody's response, and there's so many different dimensions to gratitude. I'm just grateful for that actually right now. But as part of CIEC, which is our Community Inclusion Engagement Commission in the city of Richardson, we actually one of the newer commissions that the city has launched, and thanks to our council members that selected a very diverse set of commission members to be part of the commission. And in fact, the North Texas Community Council of Governments actually have awarded the City of Richardson council members an award for actually starting the commission. And we are very grateful that the city actually took this step. And so as the commission, we actually listen to, as the diverse commission members in there, we listen to a lot of programs that the city is launching. We are looking at it from different angles to understand whether everybody's voices are being heard, as we come from very diverse backgrounds ourselves. We don't necessarily interface with the residents directly, but we do attend events where we are able to tell them about the CIEC. And of course, when people hear about our roles in the community, we get a lot of people walking up to us, sharing their stories. For us, we usually encourage them to come into the commission meeting and share their stories or ideas or what have they. However, we still feel very grateful to having people walk up to us and share. And in that moment, I feel like, we've been meeting a lot of different types of people in the community. Immigrants, students, new students coming into the community, parents raising children here in the city of Richardson. When they share their stories, sometimes it's just hardships. Sometimes they want to know they want to say something's missing. When is it going to get fixed? Sometimes they just come up and say they're really grateful for certain things that are happening in the city. For instance, a senior citizen came up and told me about her experience, that she got help from the Richardson helpers to actually move, and a lot of senior citizens who live by themselves. They appreciate that there's a city that actually has a service that thinks about these things. And in that moment, for us, it's like, we really appreciate them sharing this experience, but it's not a story of a hardship or just, letting us know what is and what is not. But I think if we approach it with a lot of gratitude, it changes the response that we are giving at that point, which is more, the response kind of moves from transactional to more relational, where you are now connecting with the community. And of course, that connection is really powerful because that's what the collective strength is about, right? So we feel, coming at these things with a lot of gratitude, in our own lives, having our own lived experiences here in the city. And when someone shares these things with us, it's not just the trust that they have placed in us, but a lot of gratitude that they have placed in saying that, hey, I'm talking to you, but the main thing here is I want to be seen. Basically, that's what's really going on. So, if you approach this with gratefulness at that point and you say, thank you for sharing this with us, we see you. And that's really what the city really wanted to do with the commission in the first place, was to let the residents know that they're seen.
And that's such an important part of building that sense of community, and just, I think that's kind of something that we all love and appreciate, but sometimes we forget to talk about, just even the strength of recognizing someone and giving them a sense of belonging, that they have somewhere to go. Because like you said, moving an apartment or moving a house, it may not seem like something as momentous as like, oh, I'm going to write this down as something I did for service, but it meant a lot to her, right? So that was a beautiful answer. Thank you. So I have, because we all talk fast, you guys talk really fast, I have 2 questions for each of you, and you can address them together or separately, whatever way you would like. So first of all, obviously, you all are very thoughtful people. I'm sure in your personal lives you do a lot of introspection, you have a lot of self-awareness. So one, what is a personal practice that you do to keep yourself grounded or living with an outlook of gratitude? And secondly, if you had to give someone one step to get started on whatever road it is, maybe it's doing an act of service, maybe it's joining a civic, board or entity, what would be your one thing that someone could take away? So to join that, if they were like, hey, I want to do what she's doing, or I want to do what he's doing, what would be your first step? So your personal practice, and then what's the first step that you would advise someone to take?
I'll start. My personal practice is remembering the why, remembering where I came from and where I started, because I grew up in the inner city of North Portland. I didn't always have the nicest clothes, but I had an amazing community of church members and staff at school and extended family members that gave me everything I need to be the person that you see before you today. And so I always make it a point to remember the why. I love to also connect with my daughter and let her know that my life wasn't as easy as she has it. And also ensuring that she understands the importance of service. So she comes to network, she hangs out on Seniors Day, she sorts clothes. I try to make sure that she understands that it's important to give back and to have a heart of gratitude and be gracious for the things that you have. As far as the one thing that someone can do, I think the best place to start is random acts of kindness. It starts small. Those things inspire others to do the same. And if you start with something small and then you go to something a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger, it can grow into something amazing, such as the organization, being a part of a group or a service team. And so it just grows, and then it becomes, it's infectious, right? You share it with people, and then it becomes a movement throughout the world.
Notes, now is a good time, because these are all the tidbits that you can go home with. So, all right, who wants to go next?
Yeah. As far as a personal practice, I think for me it's internal reflection. Either at the start of the day or the end of the day, looking at how did I serve today, who did I meet, and what did I learn from it. So, praying, meditation, journaling, those experiences. I do know that a single act of kindness has led me all the way here. Many acts of kindness actually have, but there are times when you remember a single act of kindness during the day and you are very grateful for it. So when you show up with gratitude for what someone has done for you, you want to pay it forward. So it's more about just taking that time, pausing, becoming aware. Like, where were you during the day? Who were you talking to? What was your interaction? And how did that help me grow? I think that's it's a very small thing to do, but I think it has a huge impact on how you show up the next day for the world. So that's my personal practice. As far as a recommendation for what someone can do, I'd say, if you find you're grateful for something, look for what that was. Find an activity that's connected to that. For me, I just felt really connected with the city. And I've lived in the city for 25 years. And yeah, a few of those years were like living under a rock. You don't know what's really happening in the city. But eventually, when I did interact with the city and they helped me move my business from Frisco to Richardson, I realized that city is very selfless, and it's doing a lot of things. There's really no payback for them. They just want to make sure that the residents that are there are productive in their time, are celebrating their lived experience in the city. And I felt there should be some way for me to give back to that, and that's how I joined the commission. And so finding that one thing you are grateful for, and then finding related activities connected to that. What then happens is that you're living then from purpose rather than urgency, and you're actually now using gratitude to grow not just your network, but giving back to others so that they can grow themselves also.
My personal practice is when I awake, devotional and prayer time, and that helps me focus on something other than myself. And we now have a practice at the Stew Pot where we're gathering pretty much every day. Sometimes I don't get there because I have an outside meeting, but at 7:30, doing corporate prayer on the campus and praying for our neighbors and for our staff and our volunteers and for all the ways that we show up and the way that we can serve others. And so, again, that corporate community of being together and thinking about what we're doing and why we're doing it. what's our purpose. And so I would say we could all take notes from you all about how to show up and be involved, because I'm just amazed. My manager of volunteer services, who works with all of you that come and serve, she told me what a wonderful group of people the Sci Center was. And so I'm just so impressed, not only with the way you're showing up in so many different ways across the Dallas-Fort Worth area, but also how you're starting with your youngest and all the way up to teach them about the importance of acts of service. So I would say as you're being exposed to those different opportunities, whether it's VNA or the network, or to find where your passion is, and get other people to do it with you. And it sounds like you're already doing that. So I'm grateful for all of you. Thank you.
So one of my practices every day is after waking up in the morning, to take at least 20 minutes or so and do some meditation. A lot of times this is maybe some kind of a guided practice that I do, but it's really an opportunity for reflection and connecting with my own inner truth, my own inner divine. You know, we can look around and see everything that's going wrong in the world, everything that's going wrong in our lives, and that's always available to us, but so is everything that is going right. And I think that when we choose to then shift our energy and focus on all the things that are going right, that we do have the abundance all around us, even if it is having that warm shower and a safe bed to sleep in, and having people that love us, even having access to school as much as our children don't want to do homework anymore. It's a blessing and a privilege, right? You know, thinking about all of that, even on the days when your job is not the place that you want to be going to that day, but even being grateful that you actually have employment and that you have income coming in that's able to provide you with all of the things that you have. It deepens your sense of understanding, and it deepens your sense of love and appreciation, and it connects you with the humanity that is there in each and every one of us. And so when we go to work, we don't just see people as colleagues, but we see them as fellow brothers and sisters in whatever it is that we do. And when you focus on that, it helps you to stay true to your own self and what is really the truth around us. And so my one piece of guidance, besides all of the beautiful guidance that's already been given here, I think especially for our youngsters who are growing up in this world where there's a lot of chaos and tumultuousness, is again finding those little acts of kindness that you can do. It's thinking about, you know, what is something that makes me special, right? We can always think about what are my weaknesses, what are the things I need to work on. But let's shift for a moment and say, what are my strengths? What am I good at? Whether it's my heart, the way my handwriting is, and using that as a starting point to say, what is something that I can do that puts this gift, this skill that I've been blessed with in a greater purpose, something that's bigger than myself, and just starting with that.
It's been so encouraging for me to be here. I've learned so much already from this panel, and I love learning about the Sci Center and about how you approach life. You know, just that slogan, that mindset of love all, serve all, help ever, hurt never. Did I get that right? Okay. Yeah. I just that sums it all up, right? And I think all of us from different faiths and different backgrounds we're trying to speak the language of love and service, and gratitude does lead to service, has already been expressed, right? There's that mindset switch that we all can do. You think when you enter a room that it's dark, you turn the light switch on. Well, anytime we're thinking, I have to do this, the way we turn that light on in our minds is, I get to do this. I get to be here. I get to serve. And so gratitude leads to service, but my practice is remembering that service leads to gratitude. And before I go into a room or a space or a different area, sometimes I have time to pray this, but other times I just walk in. But I just show up trying to find a way to serve. And I'm not perfect at this by any stretch, but that's a general practice that I try to live by. There's always something to do. When you go to a grocery store and you're parking, you see a random cart in the middle of the parking lot, you think, who would leave it there? And you say that, but then what you can do is you can actually go get the cart and put it up. And so just everywhere we show up to think of a way to serve, after this event, there's going to be trash that's taken out, right? We can help take the trash out. There's always a way to serve, even if it's as simple as just looking at someone with light in your eyes and kindness and smiling. You can lift their spirits that way. And so my challenge to everyone here is for all of you to keep serving with joy. Because I think that's one of the things that separates what I've heard from all the organizations that benefit from your volunteering is that you serve with joy. And so to keep serving with joy, and that just has a way of, as everyone has shared here, of just catching speed and catching on, and everyone wants to be a part of it. And so when we're struggling with gratitude, we can serve our way back to being grateful. And so keep serving with joy.
And there's something that I wanted to add, and every morning in the car when we say our morning prayers on the way to school, we end with a prayer of, "Oh God, be in my mind and in my thinking, be in my eyes and in my seeing, be in my ears and in my hearing, be in my mouth and in my speaking, be in my hands and in my helping, and be in my heart and in my loving." And I'm going to put Milana a little bit on the spot here because she knows I have these conversations with her, but then I asked her, I said, what does it mean for God to be in your mouth and in your speaking? Like, what does that actually mean as a life application, right? You said life application. What does that mean? And she can tell you. Yeah. And we talk about that with the siblings because, it's always a battle of wills there sometimes. And so it's just really even thinking about that in our daily lives, right? Like, what does it mean for God to be in our thinking and in our hands and in our words that we speak? And if we try to embody that every day or whenever we remember that, then at least that's a bit of a mind shift there too. Thank you.
So I don't think I can summarize any better than that. I think that was thank you for giving us such practical and applicable and beautiful tips that we can all take with us. Thank you all for being here and sharing your light with us and for just being inspirational. And we, on behalf of the Dallas Sci Center, we look forward to many, many more years of collaboration and service with each of your organizations. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Kirti. And a heartfelt thank you to all our panelists for your wisdom and insights. Your work makes our community stronger and more compassionate. Thank you for sharing your personal practices and your words of advice on the first steps that we can all consider as we continue in this path of service. Our final segment, live music, What a better way to celebrate gratitude than through music? Please enjoy a special performance of live music by the young adults of Dallas Sci Center. This is a talented group. They came together just within the last week, and they have learned 3 to 4 different songs, and they went through 3 or 4 different practices within the last week. Please give a big hand in welcoming our young adults. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the performance for the next 10 to 15 minutes.
Sairam. Welcome everyone. This evening, we come together in gratitude for every individual and group who serves with love, humility, and purpose. Each act of service, seen or unseen, is an expression of the divine light within us, guiding our thoughts, words, and actions towards the upliftment of others. The songs you are about to hear reflect this journey of service and inner transformation. They remind us that beyond our roles and differences, we are all light, that hope has the power to renew our courage and inspire change. And that love, when expressed through selfless service, unites us all as one human family. As we express gratitude for all who serve selflessly, we first begin with a reminder of who we truly are. The first piece, I am light, speaks with the divine spark that each person, beyond roles, labels, or past experiences. It invites us to recognize that the same light we honor in our volunteers is the light we carry within ourselves, guiding us towards love, compassion, and service. Service often being with hope, the courage to believe that change is possible, even when the path feels difficult. The second piece, Color Esperanza, or The Color of Hope, is a Spanish song that serves as a joyful reminder that choosing optimism, faith, heart-centered action can transform both our lives and our communities. This song celebrates the spirit of those who continue to show up, serve, and inspire hope in others. We close with a message that lies at the heart of Sri Sathya Sai Baba's teaching, love all, serve all. This final song honors the unity of all beings and the sacredness of service performed with humility and love. As we listen, we may reflect on how act of kindness, no matter how small, becomes an offering to the divine and a blessing to the world. As we listen, may these melodies serve as a moment of reflection and appreciation, honoring those who serve with open hearts and inspiring us to continue living the timeless message, love all, serve all. Join us for this program at the following Dallas Sai Young Adults, Bharati, Namu, Nandu, Shravanti, Divya, and Ramya, me, Prasanna, Vaikund, Chaitanya, Ujjwal, and Satish. Sairam.
Check.
Check.
Check. Check.
Check.
Sairam, check, check.
Check.
Sairam.
Check. Little bit up.
Sairam.
Check.
Sairam.
Number 7, little up.
Sairam.
Check.
Sairam. Sairam. Sairam.
Check. Check. Number 7, check. Say the number, check.
Sairam. Sairam. Sairam.
Check, 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 check.
Sairam.
Check. Check, check. Check.
I am not the things my family did. I am not the voices in my head. I am not the pieces of the brokenness inside. I am light. 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 I am I'm not the mistakes that I have made, or any of the things that cause me pain. I am not the pieces of the dream I left behind. I am light. 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 am not the skin on the outside. I am not my age. I am not my race. My soul inside is all light. I am 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 divinity divine. I am the God of the inside. I am a star, a piece of it all. I am light. I am light. I am light. I am light.
Wow. Great, great. Check. Thank you, young adults, for such an uplifting performance. It was really amazing. As we come to the close of this evening, I would like to remind everyone that there are open house boats, the three wings of what we described, the service, SSE, and young adults. It's in the Founders Hall, so please take a moment to visit those booths. And dinner will be served right after here. There are two stations, one on my right and one on the back wall on the left side. So anyone who is sitting on my right side, please form a line at the back side and move towards the station on the right side. And for those on my left side, please make a line in the hallway and come through the double door so that you can take your food through this station here. And after taking your food, find your table, socialize, or go to the Founders Hall and visit some of the booths, what we have there. To all our volunteers, interfaith partners, service organizations, and guests, a heartfelt thank you to each one of you. May we continue to serve together in unity, love, and gratitude. Saira, enjoy the rest of your evening. Saira.
The Sri Sathya Sai International Organization is involved in numerous humanitarian service activities in 120 countries around the world. Here are some of the highlights of these various activities conducted in the fields of education, healthcare, community engagement, environmental sustainability initiatives, and disaster relief. There are 44 schools and 31 institutes of Sathya Sai education around the world, providing values-based education to thousands of children. Many of these programs have received accolades from national education authorities and communities. The Sathya Sai School of Canada was recognized by the Fraser Institute as the #1 school out of 3,037 for many consecutive years. The Institute of Sathya Sai Education in Thailand has trained over 10,000 teachers. 100,000 educators and community service professionals have received human values awareness education by facilitators from the Institute. The Sri Sathya Sai International Organization hosts medical camps and clinics where healthcare is provided free of charge with love and compassion to people in need. Services include preventative screenings and even cataract surgeries, such as this ongoing project in Sri Lanka. During the present COVID-19 pandemic crisis, health education programs, stress alleviation support, and PPE supplies along with food, water, and medical supplies are provided to the needy. Whenever natural disasters occur, such as earthquakes, floods, volcanoes, and hurricanes, the volunteers of the SSS-IO immediately spring into action. In many countries like Nepal, Indonesia, Haiti, India, and the Philippines, to provide relief such as food, water, shelter, medical and educational services to the affected communities. In response to recent famine and food shortages in Africa, volunteers organized 11 shipping containers, each carrying 19 tons of food items, and distributed supplies to over 27,000 affected families in 11 countries. In addition, Sathya Sai units in South Africa, Kenya, Madagascar, and Cameroon have also been addressing food needs as part of their ongoing service to the community. About 160 communities in 40 countries are adopted by the SSSIO for ongoing service to the needy. In Trinidad, Haiti, and other Caribbean countries, hundreds of volunteers from the Sri Sathya Sai International Organization have built over 400 prefabricated homes. Each home includes necessary kitchen appliances and furnishings and is given free of cost to an appreciative family and are built in a record time of 3 days. About 160 communities in 40 countries are adopted by the SSSIO for ongoing service to the needy. Following the Go Green conference held in 2018, the SSSIO launched numerous green initiatives worldwide. Projects include alternative and renewable energy such as solar and wind, gardening to distribute food within a community, numerous cleaning up projects for areas such as beaches, reforestation via tree plantings on a massive scale, repurposing and recycling plastics via eco-initiatives such as eco-bricks, the Sri Sathya Sai International Organization is grateful to Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba for blessing us with the opportunities to practice his teachings of love all and serve all.
The Sri Sathya Sai International Organization, or SSSIO, is involved in numerous humanitarian service activities in over 110 countries around the world. Here are some of the highlights of these various activities conducted in the fields of education, healthcare, community engagement, environmental sustainability initiatives, and disaster relief, among others. Consistent with Sathya Sai Baba's axiom that education is for life and not merely for making a living, the SSSIO propagates educare, or education that brings forth that which is already within us. There are 39 schools and 28 institutes of Sathya Sai education around the world, providing values-based education to thousands of students at all levels, professionals, and to the community at large. Many of these programs have received accolades from national education authorities and communities. The Sathya Sai School of Canada was recognized by the Fraser Institute as the #1 school out of over 3,000 schools for many consecutive years. The Institute of Sathya Sai Education in Thailand has trained over 10,000 teachers, 100,000 educators, and community service professionals that have received human values awareness education by facilitators from the Institute. In 2019, the Sathya Sai School in Argentina was recognized by the Ministry of Education for achieving the highest test performance in its jurisdiction. In 2022, the Federal Senate of Brazil honored the contribution of the Institute of Sathya Sai Education of Brazil for its tireless work in developing values-based education in Brazil since 1993, with special emphasis on supporting underprivileged families. The SSSIO hosts medical camps and clinics where healthcare is provided free of charge with love and compassion to people in need. Services include preventative screenings and even cataract surgeries, such as this ongoing project in Sri Lanka and Paraguay. And in Fiji, medical services are brought to thousands of patients every single year. In 2024 alone, the SSSIO conducted medical camps across Uganda, Kenya, and Tanzania, where more than 5,500 patients were seen over a span of 10 days. Whenever natural disasters occur, such as earthquakes, hurricanes, or floods, the volunteers of the SSSIO immediately spring into action in many countries like Haiti, the Philippines, the US, Ecuador, Nepal, and India to provide relief such as food, water, shelter, medical, and educational services to the affected communities. Currently, thousands of initiatives related to food distribution, care for the elderly, and support for various underserved communities are taking place in almost every SSSIO SAI center around the world. Recently in Africa, nearly 240 tons of food were distributed to communities left in extreme need as a result of the COVID pandemic. In the US, SSSIO members partner in the Tiny Homes Project with the goal to end homelessness in the Seattle area by 2025 by housing the homeless population in transitional villages made up of 100 square foot homes. In Sri Lanka, various village adoption programs have brought clean water, electricity, and sanitary facilities, in addition to nearly over 1,000 houses to several underprivileged communities. And in Europe, SSSIO volunteers join hands in the distribution of food, essential supplies, and medications to refugees and those displaced by war, with special care for orphanages. In addition, hundreds of communities around the world have been adopted by the SSSIO for ongoing service to those in need. The SSSIO has also launched numerous green initiatives worldwide. Projects include alternative and renewable energy such as solar and wind, gardening to distribute food across communities, numerous cleaning up projects for areas such as beaches, rivers, and parks, reforestation efforts via tree plantings on a massive scale, with the goal of planting 1 million trees by the end of 2025. Indeed, the profound impact of the mission and legacy established by Sri Sathya Sai Baba and continued by the SSSIO is reaching and transforming millions of lives every day worldwide. The Sri Sathya Sai International Organization is grateful to him for his inspiration, example, and the opportunities to practice his teachings of selfless love and service to all.
Are you saying something? The rest of you come in the back. Together.
You never know.
Come on, Vaikund.
Everyone does. Hardly.
Want to take a video? Are you saying something?
The SSSIO Dallas Center hosted its first medical camp on July 26, 2025. It provided free health care to underserved families in Plano, Texas. It was supported by 30-plus healthcare professionals and over 60 volunteers. The camp offered screenings in vision, dental, primary care, along with health education on nutrition, stroke awareness, and breast health. Spanish translators ensured inclusivity. Patients received referrals, hygiene kits, and school supplies for children. The camp was inaugurated by Richardson Mayor Pro Tem Ken Huchenrider.
You're providing health care, but health care truly is providing love and providing support and helping people.
And it's just important to, have that heart-to-heart connection, take it from there, help them from there.
And so I wanted to come here and just serve the people, because that is what life is all about, is serving.
And so for us, it was such a privilege to really be that love all, serve all to this family.
Healthy community that cares for each other is a strong community, is a peaceful community, is a harmonious community.
It is for all, it is all inclusive, and it is driven by love and kindness. It resonated in every aspect.
there is a joy that is endless that comes from this. So it's a win-win for both sides, the ones who are giving and then on the receiving end as well.
It's not actually how many people we service. It's Swami always would bring us the right type of people, the people that need to be helped. Every aspect of this camp has been put together with so much love and so much care.
And we are very grateful for all the volunteers who have made this possible.
The event embodied teachings of selfless service. Patients' gratitude and volunteers' compassion highlighted the camp's impact and its mission to love all, serve all. It was heartwarming for our participating physicians to help the guests identify the health conditions early on, which would have otherwise gone unnoticed. The completion of the medical camp was a testament to the power of community collaboration.
The Sri Sathya Sai International Organization